Come on in through the 2,000-pound concrete door. I had a strong foundation in green building, and I worked with an architect named John Lautner who worked with Frank Lloyd Wright. So there was a strong American organic architecture ideal about a building being appropriate to its place, to its site, using local materials, being climate responsive, and trying to be as low impact as possible. This property started off as a 40 by 90 lot, and I built this house for our family, a 2,700 square foot house on a 12-inch concrete slab that's all solar radiant heated. Throughout the house I've experimented with a lot of materials. Cindercrete, which is a lightweight, high volume fly ash material which I invented, is used throughout the house. Concrete floors become very, very durable. They're low toxicity, there's no floor finishes, and there's no redundant materials. It's the foundation and it's the finished floor. This is the master bedroom. It's all made out of reclaimed, resawn timbers. We built all these doors and windows out of the house. The doors are all made out of an FSC certified mahogany. And so when we built all the doors, we bought units of mahogany, milled it down, and we had a lot of scrap wood. And so my wife designed this table and helped build it. Let's face it, buildings consume a lot of resources. In the U.S. alone, 40% of all U.S. annual resources go into buildings. So the way in which we live is very important. A lot of times there's been media focus on cars that you drive and so forth, which is very important. But the reality is that buildings have much more impact. This house is all about being climate responsive to the free air conditioner that's a couple blocks away called the Pacific Ocean. We open up doors and windows to modulate airflow. These pull open and they promote cool air coming through the interior. And then up here you can see the high transom window that is electrically operated. And that window is tied to a thermostatic control. As hot air rises, it opens. A radiant heated floor, often called hydronic radiant heating, is really a very, very simple element. It's basically a series of tubes. In this case, they're plastic tubes, often spaced about 12 inches on center, in a loop with hot water being delivered around the perimeter, circulating back to a return valve. The hot water can be delivered by virtue of a boiler or even your hot water heater or solar. In my case, I use solar panel to heat the hot water in my hot water heater and circulate hot water through ideally a concrete floor or a stone floor, something that has thermal mass where the hot water that you put into it, it'll stay warm and radiate heat. But it's certainly feasible to put hydronic radiant heating in wood floors and even carpet.
Let's have a ball, girl, and take our sweet time about it.
What you can see is, was very interested in bringing the outdoors in visually in terms of natural light, natural ventilation, and line of sight and view. I personally like to spend much more time outside than inside, and so I wanted my experience inside not to lose the connection with the natural world. This whole corner of the building gets pulled away. You can see the way that these doors pull out of the wall and they come to this cantilevered corner, and then these doors are designed to come and meet at the corners and lock down. So you have an enclosed building, and by opening it, you pull it back, you pull these doors back, and they disappear into the walls. And now you're really kind of blur that definition between outside and inside space. And so people don't really know, right now I'm inside, and now right now I'm outside. So, you know, you're not really sure, and there become these interstitial spaces like this one, which has a fire pit. We have certainly past the point where there's dispute about global warming, about climate change, about man's impact, carbon dioxide levels, heat, planet temperature change on this planet is the highest in 160,000 years of recorded measurement. With buildings consuming over 40% of resources, our actions and how we live have a huge impact. Obviously, even for low income populations, it's even more important because the cost of utilities as a percentage of their overall cost are very, very high. And so if someone had a certain limited amount of money, then they'd even be more motivated to be environmental, because you see that ecology and economy share the same root. It just means being efficient. And if you're environmental and you're efficient, then that means you're economical. So if you have limited means, if you can use compact fluorescent light bulbs, your utility bills are going to go way down. If you can use Energy Star rated appliances, they're going to be an investment in energy. And if we all believe that we're dependent and addicted to foreign oil and in the most geopolitically, historically unstable region on the planet, and prices are obviously going up, by investing in renewables, wind, solar thermal, alternative measures of energy is very, very good, and you can do that with very little cost.